Good morning, St. Joan of Arc. Good morning, Pope Leo. And happy Mother's Day. My name is Chrissy Sonic, and I'm the Director of Youth Ministry here at St. Joan of Arc. And this morning, I have the proud privilege of introducing two of St. Joan of Arc's 2025 Confirmands. This year's class of Confirmands were blessed here last Sunday, and they were confirmed on Thursday evening, the same day our new Pope was elected. It was a beautiful rite of confirmation mass at the Basilica with Archbishop Hebda presiding, and I will share that he was a few minutes late because he had done an impromptu mass at the cathedral for our new Pope. So this morning, I couldn't be prouder. Please welcome these lovely women, Josie Meyer and Mykenah Anderson, to share about their confirmation journeys.
Hello, St. Joan of Arc. My name is Josie. I'm 17 years old, and I'm a junior at Roosevelt High School. My family and I live in South Minneapolis. I live with my mom, dad, little brother, and my host sister, Emilia, from Chile.
Good morning. My name is Mykenah, and I grew up in South Minneapolis with my mom and Lakeville with my dad. I'm a junior at Benilde-St. Margaret's in St. Louis Park, and I've been going to BSM since I was a freshman. At BSM, I'm involved with the dance team, Red Knights Volunteer Corps, the Ultimate Frisbee team, peer ministry, and the National Honor Society.
I've been going to St. Joan of Arc my whole life, but my parents were members before me, joining in 2003. Aside from going to church every Sunday, my family enjoys going on adventures around the city, showing my host sister all the wonderful places and activities Minneapolis has to offer. We also love to travel. I've had many opportunities to visit amazing places like Germany, Cyprus, and Argentina, and more. In my free time, I enjoy reading, FaceTiming with my friends, and going with my siblings to get Dairy Queen, even when there's still snow on the ground.
I've been coming to St. Joan of Arc since I was little, and I received my first communion here. I love going for walks, reading, and snuggling with my dogs.
In sharing with you all about my confirmation journey, I have to be honest. Confirmation was not what I was expecting. I went into the process thinking, I don't want to get confirmed. I'm just going to sit through this and get it over with. My mind was quickly changed, though. I started to get spiritual whiplash. Between the classes, talking with my sponsor and parents, talking with people from entirely different religions entirely, I was overwhelmed and exhausted. I would walk into confirmation classes and dread what new information I had to account for in my discernment.
I guess my journey was a little different than Josie's because I thought the sessions were really fun. I liked getting to know my fellow confirmands better through the small group discussions. We talked about different topics and how they applied to our faith journey. An example of this was discussing the hierarchy of the church, with the Pope, archbishops, bishops, priests, and deacons. But eventually we came to us, the people, all of us, that are the reason for the entire church. It was amazing to realize that the church was put in place to support each and every one of us in a way that we need. That realization reminded me how important we all are and made me more grateful for my fellow confirmands.
You're right, Mykenah. I wasn't really having fun. Turns out religion isn't as simple as I would hoped it would be. A lot of the questions I had didn't have answers, or better, I had the answers. It was a heavy mental load. I did a lot of playing, some crying, and a lot of late-night journaling.
In addition to our confirmation classes, a part of our confirmation requirements were to complete community service and engagement opportunities. For mine, I attended the dinner for our sister parish in Guatemala. I carried candles at the Stations of the Cross Mass on Good Friday, and I helped out at Mass throughout the year, handing out bulletins and carrying up the gifts. Through these experiences, I liked how I was able to grow closer to the community here at St. Joan of Arc and find a place in the church I can make my own.
As I began working on my community engagement and service opportunities, I started finding a lot of peace. It was when I didn't question whether or not God was there. People say faith is about believing when you cannot see, but I saw God in every person at soup supper, every kid at club, and every family at trunk or treat.
Don't get me wrong. Even though I thought it was fun, this was not a walk in the park. Something that challenged me was reflecting on why I wanted to get confirmed. Getting confirmed was something that I always wanted to do, and even more so when I found out that I could be a Eucharistic minister for my school. Being a Eucharistic minister was yet another way I could get more involved and find my place within the community. But something evolved in me throughout each confirmation session, and I found myself choosing to get confirmed for myself.
There are a lot of points in my journey where I felt I shouldn't be confirmed. I disagree too much. I don't fit into enough boxes. I would be judged for getting confirmed while having my own opinions. I sat down with Josh Madden, my sponsor, my parents, and even Bobby when he was still with us to talk about confirmation. I explained my hesitation to get confirmed. I didn't love the history of the church. I didn't agree with a lot of the values of other Catholic churches, and I felt judged by people who stereotyped Catholics as bigoted and hateful. All of them led me back to a single question. If all the people like me left, who would be left?
I found myself wanting to take this path for myself in my own journey. I wanted to continue to build and strengthen my relationship with God. It evolved that way because going through the confirmation process led me on a path that allowed me to question my faith. The more questions I asked, the more I wanted to be confirmed, and each answer that I received affirmed that decision more and more. And now I can say I'm happy to be confirmed.
So back to me. Did I choose to get confirmed? Drum roll. Well, I wish I could say all those late nights and hard conversations had led me to an answer, but they didn't. My decision actually came through my mom. She doesn't know the story, so happy Mother's Day, Mom. It was the week before we had to decide whether or not to get confirmed, and I was still leaning towards not getting confirmed. It was a Sunday, and I remember shuffling down one of the rows as Mass started. The choir was performing that day, and I was so excited to hear them sing. The Deer's Cry began to play, and the whole church fell silent. The only noises were the woman singing the solo and my mother. I turned to see her crying. In that moment, I felt I truly understood. All those times I had prayed from a sign from God, asking him to guide me to an answer, had led to this moment. I saw how meaningful religion is. It calls me to be a better person in the church. God has given me so many gifts in life, one being patience in times of doubt, and at every moment in my faith journey had led me to this moment. I chose to get confirmed that day. Thank you. I chose to get confirmed, not because of my parents, not because of confirmation classes, but because I'm choosing to continue my faith journey with God beneath me, God above me, God within me.
My hope now is that I continue to grow in my relationship with God and to know it is not just something that I believe in, but something that I can live out in my daily life.
My hope now for my faith journey is to be a voice in the church and for the church. Work needs to be done, but who's left to do it if I don't? I hope to be a voice for women, for queer people, and for the youth of the church.
I hope that our church continues to grow into a place where, regardless of background, people can find belonging and grow in their faith.
I hope to be an advocate for groups I'm not a part of, such as immigrants, people of color, and the disabled.
I pray that our church continues to be a place where faith is nurtured, questions are welcome, and spiritual growth is encouraged.
I want to see the church move forward with social justice and reparations for communities we have harmed. I want to see more Catholics find common ground, even when we don't agree. Regardless of the future of the church, I will always be here to stand up for what's right.
I hope we continue reaching beyond the walls of our church to care for our community and share Jesus with those who need it most.
We are confirmed. We are the future of the church. Thank you.